Oh yeah. Oh, hell yeah. Alright, let's get... Alright. Let's get you, you, and you. I wanted to check. It is with soft sand. Yeah, it's probably fine. Alright. Okay. Guess I could go bold as well here. We'll just do rash. If we get crit, if we switch into play rough and it's a crit, it's GG's, but whatever. I'm pretty sure we end up switching into either Ironhead or Sword Stance, like almost guaranteed, because it should come in on Seismitoad, and it should always click. I think it should always click Sucker Punch, depending on HP. Should be fine. Oops, I didn't change his nature. Alright. Meow. Item isn't really... Nothing really matters except knowing Flower Trick and Knockoff. Rash Nature Incineroar with Overheat. This thing probably won't come into the fight. This thing might beat the Wordier, maybe. This thing is probably what's going to actually beat the Wordier. And this guy for the Dracozolt. That should be it. I'm going to give him a Citrus Berry, though. Awesome. Yeah, that should be it. Click Flower Trick. We go into here. Alright, this should be Earthquake. Go here. And this should be Dragon Claw. We're never dead to Dragon Claw crit, and we always kill with Earth Power here. That is exactly why we baited Earthquake instead of Dragon Claw, because if we switched into Dragon Claw and then that crit happened, it was GG's. Glad that paid off. Alright, this guy. This is probably Psychic. Hyper Voice, interesting, alright. We're gonna just Gyro Ball this thing until it goes down pretty much. It's gonna use a lot of lunges. Perfect. This should always be Sword Stance. Because we don't see kill. And this definitely does not see kill into us. Yeah. This should always be Sword Stance. So we're going to switch into this guy. Perfect. Alright, we should always be safe to overheat here. Because this thing is at +1 attack, because it did get intimidated. We are Rash. Nature, overheat. So this always kills. It doesn't see kill with any moves. It's going to go Last Chance AI and Sucker Punch here, and we're in absolutely zero risk of dying. Even if it crits, it's only doing 32, so we're always safe to overheat here. We outspeed. Perfect. Alright. First trainer down. I gotta keep this updated or I'm gonna forget. Ugh. Where's Incineroar at? dang, Incineroar has not done much. There's one. One for Ferrothorn. Meowscarada. And Seismitoad. Awesome. Alright. Next trainer, this guy leads with a Doug Trio that is just Mach Punched to death instantly by Conkeldurr. So we're going to use Conk. We are going to bring Skarmory with us. We are going to have to, before I do anything else, I'm going to have to go change natures and whatnot. So, yeah, so we're still going to bring Seismitoad. Seismitoad's going to kill Dracovish. The Sandaconda is going to stay. And then we're just going to bring... Pretty much this is actually the squad. So... Ferrothorn has got to kill the Minior, and Skarmory has to kill the Aerodactyl. If Skarmory should always be safe on Aerodactyl, especially if we manage to switch into Earthquake. If we don't switch into Earthquake, things are going to get pretty dicey. Pretty dicey. Oh, no nature change there. You need to be Impish. I think you already are Impish, but... that should be good. Level cap. Skarm. Alright, sweet. Alright, we do have to go burn our Conk. So Doug Trio, Dusty. There's a Combuskin in my box with Karate Chop and Swallow. So, obviously you see here Mach Punch does insane damage. Like, we don't even need to be burned to KO this thing. It literally just Black Belt to KO this thing with Mach Punch. So we're not even going to burn Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr is not very useful into... Conkeldurr is pretty good into this thing, actually. Unless it's... So, because Acrobatics doesn't do a lot of damage, but if we switch it on Shell Smash, it's pretty bad. But Thunder Punch with Guts does kill it. Same with this, but this thing does insane damage with Dual Wing Beat, so we don't want to deal with that. So, we're just gonna Mach Punch this. Like I said, Skarmory's gonna have to beat this thing. If Skarmory can't beat this, maybe get help from Ferrothorn, but this thing does a lot of damage to Ferrothorn, especially with Dual Wing Beat does a lot. Earthquake does quite a bit. This thing does not do a lot of damage at all to Ferrothorn, at least. And then this thing always gets 1v1'd by the Toad. So, that's pretty much it. So we're just gonna have a Black Belt with Mach Punch. I might teach him Thunder Punch just to prevent a bad odd switch here. I don't think it'll happen, but I mean there's no harm in doing it anyway. T-Punch. Awesome. Impish, Steel Wing. Incineroar's just kind of here for the ride. Good. Alright. And this guy's here for, like, backup for the backup. So, that's like the only thing I have that can take a hit from Aerodactyl and actually hit it back once. Granted, it risks crit multiple times because of dual wing beat, but oh well. My box is really bad, so I don't really have much choices. Cool. All right, one more check. So we got the black belt adamant Mach Punch to kill the Doug trio at the beginning. Cheer for support. Our Impish Mega Sandaconda, not with Sand Spit. This guy with Steel Wing and an Impish Nature to hopefully be able to beat the Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl should use Hone Claws because we don't slow one hit. So it cannot fast one-shot us. We don't fast two-hit KO it, obviously because we're not faster than Mega Aerodactyl, and we do not slow one-shot it. So when I switch in, if it's on Earthquake, it should use Hone Claws, and then I use Steel Wing, and then the next turn it uses Stone Edge. I never die to crit. I get really close to dying to crit, but I never die to crit. And then I hit it with Steel Wing number 2 to KO. So that's pretty much the strat. This guy just kills the Minior after it. If it Shell Smashes one time, Gyro Ball just kills it. So it's pretty nice. Should work pretty well. Alright, so we click Mach Punch here. Let's bring in the Aerodactyl. Perfect. So this is going to be dual Wing Beat. I'm almost wondering if it'd be better to switch into Incineroar here, actually. Because that would guarantee Earthquake, and Ferrothorn would have HP. So right now, this thing is 100% using Dual Wing Beat. Oop, that's not how you spell punch. Because we show slow. Oh, we aren't burned. We're doing pretty big damage to it. This thing's using this. Or Hone Claws.
You can manage any kind of work, from project intake to campaign management.
Nah, it should be Dual Wing Beat.
Strategic planning or anything else your team wants.
Oh, yeah, so it's gonna
works for you. Try for free today.
Here into Incineroar. We should have a safe switch here. Then it's gonna use Stone Edge. Maybe that's not a great idea. I think we go into Ferrothorn actually. Just to bait the Earthquake. Because we are threatening one shot, so it'll never use. It will never use. We are threatening one shot with Gyro Ball, so I don't think it'll ever click. It'll never click Hone Claws. We can't use Skarmory to beat this thing because this thing can Shell Smash into Power Gem, and that'd be really bad. So, okay, yeah, I think the play here is to go here. Okay. This should be EQ. Oh, rats. Okay, never mind. Yep. Alright, I think we got a dodge crit here. Let me check. Dodging crit on Stone Edge is pretty rough. It's not something you want to have to do. Yeah, we are 100% dodging crit on that. Oh my gosh, we die to like almost every roll of crit. We only survive on 3 rolls. Yeah, we probably wipe here. +1 crit Stone Edge is only doing that much. So let's say we take 47.3. So we have a little over. We have 53% left. Oops. And then we Mega Evolve. Where's my Mega Evolution? I don't think I put it in. Sandaconda, Mega. 64. Impish Nature. Not burned. I don't know why I keep saying that. Rock Slide. Oh my gosh, man. So if Stone Edge rolls crit, Dual Wing Beat has a roll to just KO Sandaconda. I might be adamant too. No, I am impish. I don't have citrus or anything. Uh-oh. I don't really have an out. I risk Stone Edge crit either way. Well, I guess I gotta stay in then. Well, I guess that was max roll Stone Edge crit, right? I guess the path where I switch into the snake only risks 1 crit. Or risks 2 crits, right? I guess it risks 1 high roll Stone Edge crit into any Dual Wing Beat crit. Yeah, this thing at +1 did how much? So it did max roll of 88, min roll of 75, 40 to 37, 60. Okay, and max roll Dual Wing Beat damage was sitting in the 55 range. So even if it does crit, we have a 50% chance, which is higher than... That's if neither Dual Wing Beat crits. I don't know which one is lower odds. It seems like probably no matter what, I'm around a 10% chance to wipe. Or a little higher than, or a little lower than a 10% chance. Because an auto rolls kill me. But if either Dual Wing Beat hit crits, I'd get KO'd. Yeah, quick attack definitely doesn't do that much damage. No way. Oh my goodness. I think I gotta switch into Sandaconda here. I think that's just a little bit safer. Okay, we're safe. No crit. We always survive this. Unless both crit, in which case, oh well, I guess I'm just that unlucky. Awesome. Alright, one more. I don't know if this thinks he's killing me or not. Probably not. Oh no. This is like... This is always Shell Smash. Oh no, we're faster. This is always an attack. Because we're faster. So this is probably Acrobatics or Earthquake. So we fast 2-hit KO this thing, so it'll never click setup. Oh. Yeah. Yep. Alright. We can't kill with Scald. We're at 38%. It's probably using EQ here. Yeah, and if this thing doubles its speed with Shell Smash, it's guaranteed KO. Okay. We always switch. Alright, this is always Shell Smash. And we kill with Gyro Ball. Perfect. Alright. That would have been Skarmory's number 10. Unlucky. Who got the others? Seismitoad got another one. And then Conk. Alright. Sand double. So Sand double team is gonna be pre-damaged Spidops, Meowscarada, Seismitoad, pre-damaged Cursula, Decidueye, and who was the other guy? Tentacruel. Alright, so this is the squad. Make sure everyone's at max level. Is that everyone? Yep. Alright, cool. Alright. So according to my notes, Cursula has to be pre-damaged to half, just to proc, or almost half, so Sandstorm Chip brings him into Citrus Berry heal range, and then this has to be pre-damaged to between 113 and 118 HP, so it baits only Iron Head on turn 1 from Excadrill. So let's Do Spite Ops as first, I guess. Just give him this. We take 12 HP. Nope, that won't work. That also won't work. That'll work. Actually, you know what? I want it to be a little safer than that. Yeah, it'll work. Alright, so we're gonna burn heal our boy, and then give him that citrus berry back. And then flame orb our boy here. Oh, and then before I forget, there we go. We are between 113, 118 HP there. I did not teach you a disable. There we go. Half of 196 is 98. So if we're at like we're taking 12 HP from burn, roughly. 100 to 88, 12. That's exactly half, right? 98. So we can use a potion that goes up to 108, and then we lose 12 HP to sand, which puts us at 96, which 96 times 2 is 192. That should work fine. Alright, yeah. Alright, we're good. We'll just use a potion. I don't think I have any, though. Nope, I'll have to go buy one. Alright, but we're gonna give the citrus berry back, and then also, yeah, use the burn heal. Awesome. Cool. Yeah, so just verifying. Yeah, it is 12 HP. So burn chip should do 12. Take us to 96 HP. Which is 49% proc citrus. Alright, we're good. Alright, now for items and moves. We need this here. We need 80th. Scald is here. And I think that's it. We do need to change some natures. So Tentacruel has to be modest. And then what else? Alright. We're gonna check everyone. Oops. So citrus, none of that matters. And we are pre-damaged to 116, between 113 to 118 HP, which is great. And he is literally not going to do anything else besides be there on the first turn. That's good. Just needs triple arrows, really. Quill Rush, super important. And he needs a Person Berry. Alright. Tenta, modest. Also needs a Person Berry. So we will get that. Needs Liquid Ooze, so he never baits Giga Drain. And he needs Ice Beam. Okay, so he needs a Person Berry as well. Alright. Corsola. So Timid, Citrus, Unburden, Scald and Earth Power, and Shadow Ball. Perfect. Alright. Seismitoad. Scald, Earth Power. Good. Water Absorb, not really needed. Bold, Person Berry. You will also need a Person Berry. I already know you're going to need a Miracle Seed, so I'll give it to you now. Awesome. Alright. So, now Scarada, Jolly, Miracle Seed, Protean, Flower Trick, and U-Turn. Perfect. Alright. Final item check. Miracle Seed, Jolly, Person Berry, Citrus Berry, Person Berry, Modest, Jolly, Person Berry, and Citrus Berry. Alright, perfect. Insomnia, Quill Rush, Liquid Ooze, Unburden, Water Absorb, Protean. Alright, perfect. And then doesn't matter, you just need triple arrows. You need Ice Beam. You need Earth Power and Scald and Shadow Ball. Not really Earth Power. Okay. Okay, we're good to go for the Sand Double. Whoops. Alright. Oh, I'm not a huge fan of this. Alright, well, let's get it over with. That last fight is sketchier than this one. Alright, step one, we immediately switch out into Seismitoad, and we kill the Excadrill with triple arrows. play some fight music here. This should bring in Sandy Shocks. Now this is going to be a random move from Sandy Shocks, but it's never Thunderbolt into this slot. So, but it could be Earth Power. So we're effectively just, and it's always going to be Confuse Ray into the Seismitoad slot here, like no matter what. So we're effectively just going to go, it's always going to be Earth Power and Giga Drain, or just Giga Drain into the Seismitoad slot and Flash Cannon into the Decidueye slot. So we're going to shift here and here. Alright, we got the Flash Cannon side. Alright. So it should be guaranteed Confuse Ray. It doesn't, so Rotom doesn't see kill, so it should be guaranteed Confuse Ray. This Confuse Ray is always going into the slot with Meowscarada. So we're going to switch into Tentacruel here. And we're going to Flower Trick and KO the Sandy Shocks before we get confused. That should be Confuse Ray. Oh, no, that's fine. Okay. Alright. We always outspeed and KO here with Ice Beam. So... Interesting. Oh yeah, because it used Giga Drain that turn. Alright. So I think this is just a U-turn off of Rotom. This is always Confuse Ray into the Meowscarada slot here. This is actually way better. This is actually best case scenario. Because now we can just go into... Yeah, we can just go into this guy. He Mega Evolves. We always outspeed and one-shot with modest Ice Beam. Confuse Ray hits there. We heal with Person Berry. Alright, so this is Confuse Ray into random target. So we're going to have to do some switches here that aren't going to make a crazy amount of sense. Because I am willing to bet U-turn does not kill here. Ice Beam plus U-turn probably kills, actually. Actually, that's bad. I don't want that to happen. This will always be Giga Drain. So it's never Giga Drain ever into Tentacruel slot because of Liquid Ooze. So we'll shift here. And then we'll just... I kind of want to move to... I'm not going to lie, I kind of want the move to fail. I just want to bait the Giga Drain into Seismitoad. We'll just double switch. Alright, now we know... So now we know Confuse Ray is going to go into the right slot. Because it still doesn't see kill on or actually it sees Giga Drain kill on Seismitoad. I lied, don't listen to me. So it sees fast kill on Seismitoad. So on Corsola, Giga Drain will only ever do about a quarter. With crit, we're looking at 39. This thing does not have Excel Rock, which is super awesome for us. Into Meow, we're looking at a little bit more damage. So we're actually gonna, or a little bit less damage actually. Oh, that's with crit. So we have a Citrus Berry on our Corsola though, so we're gonna switch into Corsola here. Onto Giga Drain, and then into Meowscarada here. Alright, that's fine. We heal up a little bit. Get chipped. So our Unburden is now procced. Now we can Ice Beam and I guess knock off. We just outspeed and kill this guy. Perfect. Should bring in Arcanine. We just click Scald and Flower Trick here. And then Shadow Ball and Flower Trick. That's it. Awesome. Alright, that was pretty safe. Thankfully it used, the line got a lot more complicated if it didn't use Confuse Ray onto Tentacruel into the switch. Because if Tentacruel was sitting there with a Person Berry and Meowscarada was confused, it's random between Discharge or Hex, and then if it randomly used Discharge, we were still going to double pivot into Seismitoad and Decidueye, but we didn't need to do that, so that's fine. Hell yeah, but we're through that. Which means now we can use all of the encounters that we already got. So all these guys are allowed to be used now. Oh boy. Alright. Final frag counter update. I'm gonna give one of the frags to Corsola and one of the frags to Meowscarada for the end. Because neither one of them could have done it without each other. So 9. And then 2 for the Meow. Going up to 5. Cool, cool. And then... who KO'd the Excadrill at the beginning? How did I forget? Wasn't Spidops. Oh, Decidueye. Where's he at? There he is. Awesome. And then the Tentacruel got one as well. Tentacruel's almost in the 20 club. I could probably go pad one of these guys' stats with like Beach House or something. I could just beat Beach House and give Seismitoad his number 10 with the Stunfisk. I could give Decidueye 2 pretty easily, probably. Who else is close to 10? Skarmory. I could lead Skarmory on the Heracross, I guess. Heracross actually might be faster than Skarmory. I guess it depends. Arcanine could be beat by this. Scyther gets beat by Skarmory pretty badly. Yeah, Scyther gets beat by Skarmory pretty bad. The Thievul guy gets destroyed by Decidueye, I'm assuming. Cramorant gets beat by... probably gets beat pretty bad by Credilli. I gotta find one in there to give to Tentacruel. Farm some kills in Beach House. Alright, well, the important thing is we're through the sand fights. Conkeldurr's hard carrying. Everyone's actually, all of these mons are pulling their weight really well, actually. And then there's some mons here that aren't really representing how good they've actually done. Like Tangela was key in PP stalling, Mega Slacking. Substrike has been super key for things like Flannery, and Seismitoad has been my only water absorb mon, so he's done a lot. Kind of like Flareon being my only Flash Fire mon. But everyone has got a kill, except for the Mauville City Pikachu. So I gotta... maybe I can use Pikachu to beat the... It is Fairy-type Pikachu, so maybe I can use it to beat something in Beach House or something. Just so it gets on the board, so I don't have anyone that's not been used. Yeah. Alright, sweet. Well, that is it. If you came out to watch, I appreciate it. Thanks. Have a wonderful night, or morning, I guess, at this point. Peace.